I just saw Skincare, the new film. It's a thriller with Elizabeth Banks. I thought it was a great thriller. At the very opening of the film, it says this is a fictional story based on a true story. So I kind of want to look up the true story, like what actually happened. I was waiting for some sort of like title sequence at the end of like saying like so-and-so, but since I think they probably exaggerated and embellished it enough for them not to justify that. Yeah, I thought it was a good thriller, and I didn't expect it to have like funny elements, but it definitely did. I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's like the best movie ever. But now I'm going to talk about, that's my gist. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the movie and you don't want it to be ruined for you, please pause and stop the podcast now. I'm going to get into some spoilers, talking about specifics. I just thought it was such a great example of how, I've had some incidences in my life recently where just from like me observing different people, and it just sometimes is so mind-boggling of how much people live in a world of stories and live in a world where they are seeing it through the lens that they're seeing it through, and it's like they're living within that lens, and they assume the worst in people, and they can't see that they're making up a story. And it was so, I don't know, I thought it was really realistic and something people could really relate to, the fact that she thought that this skincare fellow competitor across the way from her, that she thought that she just assumed that it was him, and the way they were even showing it was that it was him. And I even for a moment was like, it's got to be him, and I found myself getting like mad, and then I was like, wait, but like that also like doesn't make any sense. So like it's just like, and then like of course everything she sees is just more evidence for that it has to be him. And then who it really was, I actually completely saw it coming, that it was that random Lewis Pullman guy, Jordan, the character of Jordan. But yeah, I actually thought it was, I really loved the irony of that. It's like she lost everything that she ever hoped for in terms of her reputation, but then everything she ever hoped for like actually came true, because the thing that she did that ruined her reputation was then the thing she became famous for. And I thought it might have been a fun twist when they showed like the assistant at the end talking about how everything was sold out and that the business was doing so well because she was so infamous from the scandal. I thought it might have been really fun to have seen, like, what if we got this thing of like, oh, that she had been doing that this whole time, right? What if she had introduced her to Jordan, and like she had been doing it, she was the one that was responsible for kind of the downfall of everything. But even though they weren't making a huge commentary on this, I definitely, of course, saw different themes and points they were making about the pressures of what it is to be a woman and live in a man's world, and the different double standards. And so, yeah, I enjoyed it though.